Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to number 37, episode 37 of The Bidness. We are here in San Jose, California. We got Brian. He is back from Hawaii. No more grass skirts, no more coconut bras.
At least not in public.
We got a great lineup today. It's the members of the Venomous Pinks. We got Drea Doll on vocals and guitar. We got Gaby Kaos on the bass. And we got Cassandra Khalilieh on the drums, hitting things, bashing things very, very hard with sticks.
Good exercise and good way to get aggression out.
Yeah. Now, I'm really excited about having you on because you are the classic example of a band that is not just resting on your laurels. You're actually doing something during the COVID lockdown. They've opened up the Sound Sisters, kind of a podcast rock and roll thing. They do Bassists Against Racists, Chaos merch, and a bunch of other projects that they're involved with to really keep music alive in Arizona, where they live, and beyond in the punk world. So I'm super excited about it because that's what the show is about.
Not to mention, they are a band that will melt your face off, and it's one of the best shows you'll ever see.
Oh, absolutely. Just shredding guitar for days.
Melty face guitar.
Absolutely. Okay. With that being said, we only have 2 questions on the show. I asked the first one now and the last one at the end of the show, so don't even worry about that one. The question to open the show is this. COVID-19 lockdown has affected musicians and entertainment people on all levels. I mean, the whole bottom dropped out. There's no industry. There's nothing to do, period. So I know we listed a bunch of projects that you're doing, but we want to know what you did individually as human beings to keep from going insane during the lockdown. Things like learning how to bake, learning how to garden, learning how to do a silly podcast, learning how to maybe run a quarter mile in 8 seconds, whatever you got going. So we'll start the question round off with Cassandra. What did you do during 2020, the grand dumpster fire, to keep yourself busy and not going absolutely insane?
I did a bunch of stuff. I still played music a lot. You know, I have a home studio, which I'm very, lucky, fortunate to have. So, I mean, I still practice on my own. Getting outside was huge for me, a little bit of gardening, like you said, but also just the outdoors, camping stuff, just away from people, but just, getting outside, that really helped a lot, immensely, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
That camping stuff, that was about the closest that I ever felt that I was in like normal times during the whole lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was a real like mind reset. That's nice.
Yeah. Me and the girl, at some point we decided that we had enough, and it was right at the height of just before Christmas, where everybody was like, we're gonna all blow up. And I said, you know what? You know what doesn't blow up? Things in the desert. like if we're standing next to a cactus, I don't think we're going to be around too many people. So we literally drove the entire Southwest desert. We went Southern California, Arizona, Utah. We went into Wyoming, came back through Nevada. I mean, we just saw as much of it we could take in like a week or two.
Yeah.
So that was cleansing for sure.
Definitely.
Excellent. Drea.
Hey.
What did you do?
Hi.
What did you do?
What didn't I do? I, like Cassandra, I actually camped in the Redwoods for the first time, and that was awesome because I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I was like, oh, I like the shots, Return of the Jedi, like, oh, that's so cool.
Where did you go in the Redwoods?
Up north by Eureka-ish, that area.
Yeah.
Super nice. Around in October, around my birthday, and that was really fun, because I hadn't really camped before. But so I did that. I learned how to ride ATVs. God, I don't know. Just the podcast. That was something I picked up. Took off of Gaby's plate. Was really learning how to edit and then leveling out the audio because I've been to the studio. I'm familiar with how tracking works, but I don't know the commands or anything. So I really picked that up and I taught myself from YouTube. what I couldn't figure out in the program. I just said, how do I do this in, there's a YouTube video for everything. So I picked up the post-production for our show. I mean, this past weekend I helped Gaby with Chaos merch, and that was actually like pretty fun. I really liked it. I actually like kicked off my own Macari shop too, so I was like selling my own merch there for a while.
Nice.
Just trying to like purge. Like once COVID happened, I was just like, I don't need all this shit in my life. Like, what can I get rid of? And so I just totally purged my closet and got rid of things that I didn't need, that weren't necessary and weren't, it doesn't serve a purpose. So why am I still holding on to this? So yeah.
Nice. I think I did the opposite. I just had like all the stuff and I just made a big pile and I just started praying to it. I'm all, oh, the trash overlords. How I love thee. No, my girl, she's always giving
trash going.
Yeah, my girl is always giving me crap because I have like way more clothes than she does. Just every band T-shirt in the world, and then she buys me more shirts. Like she just got me this one, the People's Front of Judea, as in
nice,
as in the Judean People's Front. Now fuck them. Life of Brian,
What about the People's Front of Judea?
Oh man, awesome. Gaby, what did you do this last year to keep from murdering everybody?
Pick from the list.
Yeah.
I like to keep busy, so I don't have like much downtime. But I gave some of my clothes to Drea so she could sell because I didn't have time. I have a big pile, so I'm like, Drea, just take what you want, and I can't deal with Marcardi anymore. Like it's too overwhelming. I got so much shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drea took over Sound Sister production, which is awesome because then that leaves me time for Chaos merch, which we kind of like I built up, and then we joined with Bassist Against Races. So that's pretty much like my whole time now. What else did I do? I learned how to ride a motorcycle much better. It's less scary. And I think the one that I liked the best was I learned how to produce songs from scratch.
Yeah.
I learned Ableton, and it's so freaking fun. Like I don't have much time for it, but like Drea, I just YouTube questions, and I made a song or a few songs.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, and they're good. They're really good.
Hopefully the new one comes out maybe April, a solo song, but we'll see. I'm also working on a music video and editing, and I'm also working on
everything.
I'm working on some other major stuff, but can't say.
Sweet.
She can't say too much about it.
It's top secret. I would have to kill you.
Yeah, I can't pretty busy though. But.
Excellent. Well, it's good. It's good to hear that you guys are all staying positive and kicking COVID in the ass and doing things on your time. I hear that you're starting to work with Dave Dalton over at Die Laughing Records. Are you guys putting out product with him now?
We just the EP vinyl. We just released vinyl with them.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Nice.
What are you doing? Are you working with Dave? What's going on?
Well, yeah. Look, it's my show. I asked the question. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, Dave has hit me up a good handful of times, and we even had him on the show. We're probably going to do something with him. I don't know to what extent. We've got another couple of offers in the pan, but we got to kind of like sort through them and go like, what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? So, and part of that is also having new stuff recorded. So we did about 4 or 5 songs, and then Brian went to Hawaii, but now he's back. So we can finish up new stuff. And then while he was gone, we literally recorded every cover that we've, well, not ever done, but everyone that we know pretty good right now, which is about 32 covers, I think, something like that.
Oh.
So,
Damn.
so we did all the bed tracks for them, all the drums and bass. And then we're going to start stacking them pretty soon here. And then we're going to go, okay, you get this, you get that. So do as much as we can. That's our kind of goal right now as a band and as people, is we know that everyone's been stuck in with this COVID thing, and it just takes a couple of good minds out there to think of great ideas to not just come back alive and say, hey, hey, come to my show, but like make it boom, like super pop. I want like an explosion of a renaissance to happen. But now is the time that we can all start talking about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, back into it. Hey, Drea, you said you went to the Redwoods. Did you go to the Avenue of the Giants?
Yes, yeah, that's where I was. I was
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove through the tree.
Yeah.
I hugged
That's
a couple
awesome.
of trees. It was cool.
Yeah. It's less of a hug and more like just a slap yourself onto the wall of tree.
Totally.
We used to go up to Humboldt a lot, and every time we passed that sign, I would go, Avenidas de las Gigantes.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, okay, the big trees. Whatever.
It's cool. Like we camped right there and under the redwoods, and just you have to appreciate the history of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because those are older than me, older than any of us. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the thousands of years. Yeah, they're really, really. I mean, almost as old as me. So, did you guys see any banana slugs while you were out there?
I don't recall.
Real pressing question.
Yeah, I want to know, because it's an elusive thing. Like when you live in Santa Cruz, you see banana slugs all the time.
All the time.
But if you live in San Jose and you go to Santa Cruz and you go hiking every weekend, you will never see them. They don't show themselves to people that don't live in Santa Cruz or near or in the Redwoods. So
That's just because you're not working, Kurt.
I just Google a banana slug because I'm from Arizona.
yeah,
They're cool, man.
dude,
Like, did I see one?
they're giant. They're like this big.
It's like
Yeah.
a banana
So
slug.
yellow.
Yeah,
It's like a squishy
Literally.
banana.
yeah. It's like a squishy banana that's just making its way
That's
through the.
literally the UC Santa Cruz mascot. They're the
Really?
UC Santa Cruz banana slug.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I saw any of those.
They're just like, what's a good mascot from our college? Oh, fucking slug.
Yeah, super fun. People like to pick them up and then lick them.
Yeah.
It's like a thing. I don't know.
That's not a thing I've ever heard.
No. Seriously, that in school they have the kids pick it up and lick the banana slug because
Yeah.
it's like slimy and weird and
Yeah.
it's non-toxic. It's like one of
Cassie,
those
did
things.
you do it?
I had
Is that
Alex
what-
Ed there in Santa Cruz in 5th grade, and that was like the whole thing. They wanted everyone to kiss
Yeah.
the banana slug.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a thing out there.
Just like a school sanctioned thing. Like, hey,
Yeah.
come here, kid's a slug.
Oh, I bet you there's pages on QAnon about this. It's like, look what they're making our children do. Lick slugs. Jeff Bosco, my buddy in San Jose, says that you guys have the most amazing rocking live show that he's seen in a while. Pure Power. He's the one that came out to the Porch Fest and then joined us in Santa Cruz at that little, what's that place called?
Oh,
Sandbar?
right by the water.
The Sandbar.
Sandbar.
Yes.
There you go.
Patola?
Yeah.
Capitola.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were cool. They bought us pizza.
Dude, that was a fun show.
That
Yeah,
place
yeah.
is so cool.
That owner, the owner of the Sandbar, was so happy with that show because we had Monkey, which is ska, you guys are punk, and then we had Burnt, which is reggae, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, I've been a music fan since I was 12 years old, and these are my favorite styles, and you guys all knocked it out of the water. Like, he was
Aw.
super happy. He was buying drinks and everything for people afterwards.
Yeah.
So I should check in with him. I should have him on the show. We should.
Start re-solidifying that circuit there, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, start greasing the wheels. It's coming. It's coming.
Buddy. You want to do some shows?
Yeah,
Our-
that place was awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Our pal Quincy. Do you guys know Quincy? Redhead Quincy shows up at the Double Down shows. He says, "Hey guys, I may or may not be drunk at the Double Down Saloon right now." Awesome. So shout out to Quincy.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I want to be drunk at Double Down Saloon right now.
Survive the double down. You survive COVID.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We've had a couple of shows where we've been talking about like the worst bathrooms in America, and we're like Double Down versus the Gilman versus CBGB. CBGB's is the worst.
Yeah,
CBGB's is the worst.
every time.
CBGB's might just be a monster that just eats you when you walk in the bathroom. So
You see these like 50-year-old cats that have been like on the road for the last like 30 years, and the CBGB's bathroom comes up, and you see him like go green in the gills. They're just like, oh.
Yeah. I played there once, and we were loading in or whatever, and you know how you take it back into that little back room, and then there's the stairs.
Yeah.
As we were loading in, the bathroom was like flooding, and of course there's like a couple of rats that come running up the stairs.
yeah.
And we're from Phoenix. We were like, oh fuck! Like,
Well, they're greedy. They're the greedy.
yeah, they're like, hey, how's it going?
The pizza rats right behind it. They're
Totally.
gonna bring you some food.
Dave Dalton is in the comments right now. He put a little plug for the Venomous Sphinx vinyl. I put up the link again for Die Laughing,
Oh, yeah.
and he said that he played 5 times.
Wow.
Dave Dalton.
Wow,
How many
that's a
times,
master.
Dave? How many times did you poop at CBGB?
That's the real question. It's like, I fell into a burning ring of fire. Oh no.
We're the worst.
Jillian Elizabeth says she's never licked a banana slug. Eee.
Dave Dalton pooped 0 times.
0 times. He's 0. He's 0-0. We had 2 experiences at CBGB's. We were in New York once, and our friends in Sturgeon General wanted us to play on a show with them, but it was like a record label release party kind of thing. And so we drove all the way into New York, all the way paid all the fares and everything to get in right up to CBGB's. And then the guy, I think the record label owners were like, yeah, they're not on the record label. And we're like, oh, well, but we just want to jump on stage and just like play like a solo. And they're like, yeah. And so we were like, oh, boo, we're never going to get to play CBGB's. But then I heard that they were closing, and I reached out and said, hey, would you have a band from California, a ska band there? And they said, yeah, fuck yeah, you're going to be on at 3:45 on a Thursday or Wednesday or whatever. Something like that.
Yeah.
And we drove out there. We slept in the parking lot at the Statue of Liberty. So we slept in this is a great story. This is a great story. So sorry to take over, but we pulled up, we wanted to see the Statue of Liberty, and we didn't know if we wanted to actually pay to get on the boat to go there. But we went to the parking lot and we fell asleep. The morning woke us up. We were all just roasting in the van because it's the middle of summer, right? So we're just roasting in the van. I opened the door and there's a wedding like 8 feet from the van. So there's like an entire, like they're like, oh, we're gonna have our wedding on the grassy. There's like a little tiny grassy knoll that goes into the ocean, and we're gonna have our wedding there. And so they put all these big white tents like right next to our van. And we wake up and we're like, man, we smell like we've been driving for like 13 hours and then we fell asleep. So we just smell horrible. We look horrible. Just hairs glued to our body and whatnot. And we come out and all these people are setting up and, oh man, we're so hungry. We should find a bathroom, et cetera, et cetera. And then we see them putting out food and we just like, oh, we're guests. And we just went,
Oh
So
my
we just
God.
ate a ton of their food.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
and then when people were like, "Are you guys with the wedding party?" We're like, "Yeah, we're waiting for the tuxes to arrive." And then we're like, "We got to get out of here." So we bolted to the line to get onto the boat to see the Statue of Liberty, and I just paid for everyone to go see the Statue of Liberty. And we got there, and it was in the time before like cell phones were big, so I had like the band cell phone, and I made one call to like the guy that we owed money to, and I'm all, "You're gonna get your money because we're in fucking New York. We made it here." so that was my yeah. But then we went to CBGB's. It was awesome. At 3:30 in the afternoon, the place was packed. The place was packed. There was just standing room only, just a great crowd. And it was, obviously it's the last week that they were around. So they were in a 24-hour show cycle. So so people were
That's
just
awesome.
like 3:00 and trash.
Yeah.
Trash. They couldn't even stand. And
Yeah.
it was amazing. Super
That's
fun.
such a like it's just one of those places that if you could play there, you do it. Doesn't matter what time of the day. Like
Yeah.
we
So
played on a
lucky.
Wednesday at 6 p.m. and like
Sure.
made a whole tour around going to CB's because it was like they were closing. So it was like, we got to
Yeah.
do it. We got to do it. Like,
Wow, you might have been there the week that we were there.
Is it the last weekend?
this was like July 6th. So it was like a couple of months
Oh.
before they closed.
Okay, we were on
Yeah.
the last week. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
last
crazy.
Yeah.
week. We just made it in. It was like the garage door was closing. and we went,
Totally.
slid right underneath it.
Totally.
Yeah, like Indiana Jones.
so awesome.
Yeah, like Indiana Jones.
Oh, man. I remember the only thing I really remember about that show, because I got rightfully pretty messed up that night. The only thing I really remember is getting like done with the show, and it was like a 25 or 30-minute set, and we just it's one of those like I put it all out on the line as much as you possibly can at the end of it, and it's New York in the summertime, and I'm just drenched because we're all suited up for this and everything. I am drenched and I can't breathe, and you can't even move, and I kind of swim my way through the crowd off that. And I'm like, oh, I need air. Oh God. And I get to the end, and I get out the fucking door, and it's hotter and more humid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't get back in because of the press of humanity. I'm just like, fuck.
I'll just go in through the back door. There is no back door. Welcome to one door. That God, I don't even know how that place went along with the fire laws.
Right. Load in
Didn't.
for the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
The rickety ass floor.
There's a movie. Who's the British actor that just recently died? His name's Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman. One of his last movies was portraying the owner of CBGB's in the CBGB's film. But if you're on, I think it's on Amazon, go check that out. It's actually pretty good. The funny thing is, I didn't know the owner at all when I walked in. Like, I had no idea what he looked like, whatever. I was just like, hey, point me to the stage. We got to get on. Like, we're like, running late here. So got on, and then I talked to the guy afterwards, and I figured he was just the door guy. No, he was the owner. Right. So to see Alan Rickman, one of the best actors ever, like, I'm the owner of CBGB's. And I was like, I know that guy. I know him.
Rest in peace, Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
He was
Hans
the best.
Gruber.
Hans Gruber.
Have you guys crossed paths with Hans Gruber and the Die Hards? No.
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 Is that a band? What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a like punk, kind of like Scottish adjacent-ish, like awesome, eclectic, amazing band from Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That I think y'all would have like a fun time playing some shows with personally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're super fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
cool.
super fun. They all their songs are about like conspiracy theories, but like from a joke sense, right? So they have a song called "The World Is Flat." How the fuck did you don't know that? It's like it's just hilarious.
I just love when they go into like the little like hit like little bossy, like I said the world back.
You don't know that. And then, oh man, they're so fun. They're so fun. Actually, Kurt and Rosie are going to be on tomorrow's show. We're going to do a couples episode, so that's going to be fun because what it'll be like boy girl in each one of the windows, and we're going to do like you guys seen the Newlywed Game? You remember that show? It's like in the 80s, the Newlywed Game.
Right, and they ask a question and they answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
So Bob Eubanks would sit there and he'd ask them like, "What's?"
Kurt, you're aging yourself.
I know. My favorite moment of that entire show is he's supposed to ask embarrassing questions. The wife or the husband writes it down, and then their partner makes a guess at what they wrote down. Right. And then they show what they actually wrote down. So they say the common questions were like, what does your partner do that makes you really annoyed? Little grievances, right? And then they guess. And then, of course, they were wrong because they're like, I hate it when you put your feet up on the couch, that sort of thing. And this actually happened. This was actually on live TV. The question was, where is the strangest place that you have made whoopee? That was their term, making whoopee, right?
Wow.
And so they said, the strangest place you've ever made whoopee. And the husband goes, well, that would be in the butt, Bob. Like straight up said it was like 1982. And he says that.
God.
And the whole, I mean, the he's like straight to commercial. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. That would be in the butt, Bob. Awesome.
So I gotta ask y'all, how was it playing for Bernie?
Oh, that's right. That's right. So for the people that are not in the know, the Venomous Pinks were asked to perform at the Bernie Sanders campaign rally. Yeah, how was that? Because it looked amazing.
It's like that little Kermit frog
Yeah.
gift. That's like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like the entire time.
One of you had to be the Kermit drinking tea. Like one of you had to be like,
Sure, that was me the entire time. No, just to, you know, it all started with like a text message. I got a text from somebody in their campaign that was like, can Bernie count on you to vote for him? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, cause I didn't know at that point. So I was like, I don't know. Does Bernie support the Venomous Pinks? And whoever was texting with me totally looked us up and was like, I'm pretty positive that Bernie would support aggressive feminist punk rock. And then they clapped back at me and they were like, he actually, they were like, he had Minor Threat played some kind of like function for Bernie. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, Bernie can support on me. Like, yeah, totally. And so it was probably like a couple weeks later, we got an email that was like, hey, would you guys be interested in playing the Bernie Sanders rally? And I didn't know what that meant. I just thought it meant like some fundraising thing where we would go play acoustically because Cassie's in California. No, they meant like a fucking rally where like Bernie was talking and speakers and the whole thing. So we told them, yeah, sure. And then so they sent us the details the next day, and they were like, okay, the rally is going to be at the Coliseum, which is where the Phoenix Suns used to play, and it's where the Arizona State Fair is. So I've seen Slayer there, I've seen Billy Idol, Snoop Dogg, so I've seen like all these bigger bands at this Coliseum.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to be your sound check is going to be at 1, and you're going to play at like 5, and then Bernie's going to talk. And me and Gabby are like, holy shit, because Cassie's in California, like. So we're literally shuffling around like, dude, what are we gonna do? We're asking her like, dude, what do you want to do? Can you come? And at first it was like, nah, dude, like I can't play the rally. And we're like, bitch, like you need to play the rally. Like we cannot say no. We cannot say no.
I didn't think it was actually gonna be like a like she said. I thought it was gonna be like out in a parking lot somewhere. Like I had no idea it was actually for Bernie Sanders.
When it came down to it, where you like Arnold Schwarzenegger and told her to call you, get your ass to Oz.
I think Cass made it like, was it 30 minutes before our set time or
Wow.
yeah.
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 Booked a flight to
yeah.
Phoenix. And when I arrived, like there was already traffic for people like going there, and like we were cutting it close. I'm like, oh man, this is actually like legit. Like they weren't messing around, you know.
I could see you just getting out of the taxi and just like running.
Yeah,
I got 10 more miles to go.
Yeah, like we pulled up and there were like news helicopters, and it was just hundreds of people.
There was
Hundreds, and I was just like, whoa.
8 or 9,000 people. I don't know, but it was
yeah.
the biggest crowd I've ever played
So-
in.
Yeah. But so she gets there, like she gets through security somehow. She's like, I'm playing the show. They're like, who the fuck are you? She's like, I got my drums right here. Like, I gotta play the show. Let me in. They let her in. She finally finds us. We don't have roadies, like you guys know how it is.
Yeah.
Like we just fucking load your own shit. So like we're like loading all our shit in front of like 8,000-9,000 people just watching us. No music, no background music, no nothing, just quiet, like just watching, you know. And so finally we like plug in, she gets the drums are set, like everything's set. They're like, all right, you guys got to like introduce yourself, like who you are to the crowd. So I was like, all right, fuck, like, what am I going to say? Like, and this is like being live streamed on Facebook, on Bernie's Facebook, where thousands of people are watching. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, let it rip, you know? And I was like, we're the Venomous Pinks. And they're like, like just going crazy. I'm like, we're from Mesa. I said, we're from Mesa. And they're like, oh, I'm like, yeah, we're from here.
We've heard of that before.
And they all had their little
It's like,
signs.
yeah, they had the Bernie signs. Like, you guys ready to feel the burn? And they lost their shit to that.
Yeah,
Like,
It was a wave of signs. Crazy.
like, put up your Bernie signs. And it was just all Bernie signs.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. Like that was our last show for COVID, and that was like the best way to like end like
Sounds delicious.
end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got to meet him at the end too.
Yeah,
It was
nice.
like cool. We didn't think we were gonna meet him, you know.
Sure.
That was nuts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I went to one of his rallies the summer before, and it was like it's just San Francisco. There was probably maybe 1,000 people or less there. It was right remember when he bashed his head on the shower? So he had like a big like clot like taped to his head, and they had some old 80s funk band that got together for the show, and they're just like, and it's like, okay, and then it just stops, and then someone walks up and says, give it up for 80s funk. And it was like so NPR.
dude. Should we start a cover band just called 80s Funk?
You could.
Not about the music, it's about how we smell.
Some gutter punk band. 80s Funk.
Holla.
Oh, but if you go to Gaby Kaos's YouTube channel, she totally cut together a video where you can watch like behind the scenes and shit. Like
just put up, Gaby?
Yeah, the whole thing. Like from
there was
us
also
packing in the room to like the whole thing.
There was a news clip of a lady like screaming, getting dragged out while we were playing.
Oh,
dude, there were people. Yeah.
What did she do? What was the thing?
Do you guys remember like what she?
Yeah, they said she was just inebriated, and then she ended up like biting the fucking officer. So they like dragged her ass out at a Bernie Sanders rally.
It's like, go Bernie.
So while you guys are playing, somebody bit a police officer.
Yes.
Is that the craziest like violence that's ever been at your show, or is there like another story? Is there like somebody getting in brawls or anything like that? Has anything like that ever happened to you guys?
Every time we play at Chopper John's in Phoenix,
Chopper John.
someone always gets dragged out, or like just someone gets kicked out.
Is Chopper John an MD?
Have you guys played there yet? Choppers?
No.
Next time we come through, can we play there with you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll set it up. I'll set it
That's
up.
good.
Yeah.
That's in Phoenix proper?
Yep. Right there in Phoenix. Right. It's right by the Rebel Lounge, which used to be the Mason Jar, but it's a little room, biker bar.
Tiny.
But every time we've played there, it's been great. But it gets wild too. Like people getting dragged out. And like
Wow.
Where do we play on the?
We play Yucca Tavern
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that place is all right, but it's like a sideways bar. Like the stage is along the if the room is a long rectangle, the stage is on the long side of the rectangle. So the standing room is really small, right? So it's only like 4 rows of people deep before your back is on the wall. So it's kind of weird. It's like most of the crowd is on either side of the stage, and you're kind of talking to the left or the right at any given time. But it's a cool place. It's a cool place. Lots of good brews and good food.
Marsha Leach is saying there wouldn't be room for us at Chopper.
Oh God. Yeah, she's right. No, Marsha's right. The stage is kind of tiny, so Brian, you probably have to be like back by the bathroom, like.
you guys, we've played some of the smallest stages, and somehow our like 5 or 6 member group of fat asses manages to like get on there and do everything.
Sometimes we meld bodies and become like the Uber Voltron monkey. It's like yellow lion, brown lion.
The trumpet is sticking out somewhere. We just don't know where it is.
Oh my God! Oh geez! Don't tell them what we actually do.
You can't take me anywhere.
Awesome. Last time we played with Marsha's band. She's in the feed right now. We played with Bowcat at this country western bar.
Do you remember what the name of that was?
Oh, geez. I don't know. Maybe Marsha remembers.
Timeout Lounge?
No.
Pub Rock Live.
Oh, she said
Pub Rock Live.
Yeah, Chasers. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what that?
Yeah.
Oh, Chasers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
It was a really interesting show. We showed up and there was like a redneck wake going on at the pub when we showed up, like all the bands, and we started like bringing all our stuff in when they were all still mourning the loss of somebody, like bringing our gear, and we're like, what's going on here? And like the bar staff is like, oh, it's a wake. Hey, there's a bunch of like cold burritos and tacos over there if you want them.
Everybody just had like a mountain of refried beans. Just
don't mind if I
do. Well, yeah, you get a bunch of bands on the road.
Yeah,
and then this was the grand coup d'état to the entire thing, is that the Ska Brewery decided that they were going to promote the show. So they were going to give the bar beers that they could sell for like, $1 or whatever, and like crack them and pour them in and say, this is a courtesy, your cheap beer is courtesy of the Ska Brewing Company. Well, the guy who came to deliver, he wasn't even from Ska Brew. He was like a local distributor guy, right? So he's just like, I don't know what to do. These guys just sent it to me. So I'm just going to put it in the back room with the bands. And there was literally like, what a pallet of beer is, right? It's like 48 beers or something like that. Well, we had that stacked as high as a human being.
Oh my God.
Like 5 feet tall of beer, every flavor that they made, and they make some really strong beer. So everybody on stage drank like at least a 6-pack.
Wow.
And it was
like 8-9% beer, mind you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was just one of the most crazy shows ever. Like everyone was soloing up. It's like jumping up and playing solos on everybody else's bands, just a mess, just an absolute mess.
Yeah, but those are the best.
Yeah, for sure.
There might have even been some horn solos going on during the DJ set. Horn players in the back of the stage. Anyway.
Yeah, there was just so much beer and so much swag at that show. We all walked away with like tons of pint glasses and like buttons and stuff. So super happy about that. Button. Oh, inside
All
jokes.
right.
Sorry.
I saw Josh Coots was in the feed. I had to.
Oh, is he in the feed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said we ate cold nachos at the wake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Pub Rock Live was the same thing. Like so Katie DeRocha and Marshall Leach from Bowcat,
Yeah.
they were like coming in. You know, you got like the keyboard player and like the lead singer of this band. They're like trying to come into Pub Rock. And the bouncer like straight up was like, "You can't come in here. You're just fucking somebody in the band. Like, sorry."
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
like, and they're like, "Dude, we are the band."
Wow.
And
See,
the bouncers are just like, "No, sorry, you're just like you're with somebody in the band." They're like, "No, we're the keyboard player and the lead singer." They're like, "Nope, sorry, we're meatheads. Don't mind us."
oh, that's
Like,
fucked up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
women can't play instruments.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Losers.
dude.
that's funny. Well, it's not funny, but like you bring that up, and that's happened to all three of us too at some point. Like I remember one time I had to load through the front door, like Goofy Prescott bar, like, and I'm standing there with my amp and everything, and somebody walked by and they're like, "That's nice of you to push that in for your boyfriend." I'm like,
Oh,
"This is not my boyfriend."
You're like,
Like
this
that. I'm like,
amp
"It's mine,
is my
bro."
boyfriend. The amp is my boyfriend.
his name is Greg.
It
I
used
just
to be
told him.
Marshall.
Yeah, I was like, "It's mine, dude. This is mine." And he was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Yeah, keep walking, bro." But
Was that at Lizard's Lounge?
this place was called the Drunken Lass, and
Yeah. We
it's
used to play a
exactly
place-
what it sounds like.
Nice.
like meth and just chaos at this place. Like not us on meth, but like from what I've heard, like
like bad.
yeah, just like yeah.
Man, you got a 90s CD player that you sell for $3.
You got any DVDs? No, get out of here. Yeah.
Oh, Prescott.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I grew up-
man.
I grew up in
Good.
Kelso-
Good times.
I grew up in Kelso, Washington. I know all about that.
Oh man.
Dang.
We
Dang.
we used to play this divey little country western bar down there called Lizards,
Yeah.
and just the craziest stuff would happen. One time we were there right after a snow, and this was back when I was playing keyboard in the band. Our guitarist at the time was our friend Adam, and this guy comes into the bar, never seen the band before, doesn't know what's going on, right? Just comes into the bar with a snowball and hucks it at the Adam's right in the middle of a solo and just gets
Oh man.
and it was just like, just stop playing. He's like, what the fuck? I'm just like, hold on, bro. I'm like, if you want us to continue playing, that guy needs to fucking leave right now. And the security guards took him out, so
Wow.
that was good.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's
Prescott.
crazy.
I fucking peg with the snowball during the set.
Can you imagine that? Like
No.
just being so drunk, some bro being so drunk that he thinks that he's going to be super cool. Pack a snowball, walk into a bar, and huck it at the band. Like, who the fuck does that?
That sounds like a terrible joke. I was in a Prescott bar with a snowball in his hand.
Admittedly, I would chuck a snowball at you on stage.
Oh.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, Lizards is pretty crazy too. We've played there a few times. I got slapped in the ass there actually by some dude that was in another band.
Was it like a great game, bro? Like that kind of slap, or was it like, hey, hot mama?
Yeah, it was the other one, and I turned
Wow.
around because I didn't, I was like, who the fuck? And I saw it was the bass player in the other band, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he was like, come on, dude, it's punk rock. I'm like, no. Like, that's not punk rock. Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
yeah. It's kind of punk
Yeah.
rock to respect people.
That's the antithesis of punk rock.
I'm from Orange
Yeah.
County. Come on, dude. I'm like, oh my God. Get out of here. But Gabby was like, he's lucky.
Yeah.
He's lucky I didn't see it because I'd go chihuahua mode on him. I'm like, I know, dude. Dude, do not.
Old asthma hound
Do
chihuahua.
not. Don't piss Gaby Kaos off when it comes to her friends. Like, do not. Like, she will just fucking like,
What's-
like.
Like,
What's the hardest?
Chihuahua.
What's the hardest you've thrown down, Gabby?
Yeah.
What have you done to protect
Dude,
your
I've-
friends?
One time. Okay, so
I
one
got
time.
like
One time at band camp.
I bashed a fool with a flute.
What were you gonna say, Gabby?
oh, I was gonna say I got like half an inch away from someone's face, and I kept telling him, "Go ahead, hit me, bro." Like,
Hold on. She's
Um,
not telling you
yeah,
the
you got-
full story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Drea,
Yes.
give us a story.
God,
Take
Okay.
off the filter.
You're being
Yeah.
you're being on.
You're
Come
coming
on,
on.
Drea. Come on, Drea.
Sorry.
Do
All
it.
right. One
Do it.
time. We're
We'll
at
do it
Tempe.
live.
We're at Tempe Tavern. We're just hanging out and drinking. We're just having a good time. This was like when we were like just go hard, like no fucks. We just like we've like as we've gotten older, it's gotten a little like less crazy. But I mean, it's crazy, but it's less crazy. But this time, all right. I don't know what the hell was wrong with us, but there was like a drunk chick passed out on the couch, and so we were just, we thought it'd be funny to like go next to her and like take a picture and be like, yeah, thumbs up, like ha, like whatever. Her boyfriend was like 6-foot Native American man. He comes over, he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And we're drunk. I'm drunk. So I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. He was like very scary. Like I was like, oh fuck, like I'm gonna get punched, but all right, like let's do it. And so I don't know where Gabby sees this, and she just fucking like squares up to him, and she was like, "Don't you fucking talk to my friend like that! Like, you're gonna fucking punch me! Like, you can punch me! Come on, motherfucker!" Like, it was crazy. Like, I was nervous for us. Like, I was pretty nervous, but
He was
she
yelling.
wasn't scared.
He was yelling at you, and I don't know if he like touched you or like just like did something, and I just like fucking threw me off, and just don't fuck with my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
snapped,
That's
and I
funny.
was like, "Oh fuck!"
And like he was yelling, I was yelling. We're both yelling at each other, and eventually he got kicked out, and then he was waiting in the parking lot for us.
Yeah,
So we-
Wow.
yeah. He waited in the parking lot for us.
Like he's like, oh, bring me all the
I'm gonna get
girls. I'm gonna beat them up. What a jerk.
Come on.
yeah.
What a jerk.
Well,
We did this one show on the campus of Stanford, right? And Stanford has a $1 million football team, right? So their football dudes, when they show up to the party, you know who they are. You know who they are because they're like 7 foot tall. They've got like 52-inch chests, like just a wall, a slab of human meat, right? And we're playing ska out for this party. It's they do like a Wednesday night drink yourself in the dark and go crazy kind of party, like out in the field, right? So we got slab, like a truck bed thing that they converted to a stage, and then there's some lights on us, and that's it. The rest of the field is black, and we could see like 1,000 people or more in this field, just partying, right? And these two huge like football players come right up to the stage, and they're just like, you guys are pussies, fuck you, and fuck you. We're gonna fucking kick your ass. You guys said, stupid ska music. And so, and they're just being idiots,
that's
right?
just the normal crowd at the ska shows.
Exactly. But they're making fun of us, and I start realizing that everybody around them is getting is like laughing, and they think they're laughing at them, but they're laughing at them, right?
Yeah.
And And so that encourages them to be even more moronic, right? So they're like, I'm going to dance like a ska guy. So they're doing this thing, right? And so you can imagine this guy's like fucking 7-8 feet tall, and he's like, with these big meat hands. And there's the rest of the dance pit is all girls, right? Because the girls want to dance, right? So they're dancing and they just get like a meat hammer in the face and a meat elbow in the face. And these girls are just like making a bigger like circle around this guy and just like going like, ow, ow. And I just, right in the middle of a song, I was like, hey, shut it down. Music stopped. I'm all, hey, buddy, you're having a good time, right? And he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm having a good time. And I'm all, you like the music? He's like, yeah, it's a big piece of music. And I'm all, well, I can see you're having a good time, but the girls around you are getting hit in the face. And I don't think they're having a good time. And he's like, who the fuck do you think you are? And I'm all, I'm the guy with the microphone. Stop bashing girls in the face. And he goes, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. And I'm all, well, talk to me after the show and we'll talk about how much you're going to kick my ass. But for now, leave. Nobody fucking likes you.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd just looked at him and he's just like, fuck you. I'm so going to be here. Like after the show, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm waiting right over there. I'm all, yeah, you do that. You do that. And then bam, went into the song, and the last song, I'm all, good night. And I literally looked at Micah as I put down my guitar. I'm all, pack my shit for me. And I literally dove into a bush and like separated the bush and ran through the sidewalk to another bush, separated that bush and ran to the car and locked every door. And I was like, hey man, I talk a big game when I'm on the microphone, but when I'm not in the dark with an 8-foot dude, I'm like out the fucking yard. I'm gone. It was just smoke. Did you hear pitter patter?
Clearly just like a smoke figure of Kirby like 30 seconds after.
For sure. Well, you know what? Yeah. We need guys like you to fucking say shit at shows, because that kind of behavior, like, cut that shit out. Like, we don't need that shit in our scene. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's no fucking room for it. It's I've witnessed maybe like 3. I actually really like how Kurt like manages fights on stage. He stops the whole goddamn thing just like that and just like calls them out and makes them embarrassed and gets every single eye in the entire room and silences the whole thing, and it all grinds to a halt. And he calls them the fuck out on their bullshit, and they're either ejected or they like kind of like go to the end of the bar like a little like with like newspaper smack dog for a minute, then come back out and they're just kind of like, oh, I guess I'll just go ahead and dance this band now. And like don't be a douche.
Just don't be a douche. Otherwise Curtis is gonna call you out, bitches.
Well, I think
nobody wants to get called out by Papa Smurf.
What a day. No, I think the what he's referring to especially was we played Johnny V's, right? There's this bar in our area.
Place.
Yeah, so we go to Johnny V's, and it's like a low ceiling, long, skinny bar with like shit for sound and shit for beers, but like everybody goes there, right? And we're playing, and the thing is, like, I've realized a long time ago that music is the soundtrack to how awesome they think that their fight is. Right. So if 2 guys are fighting and you keep playing, it only encourages them to fight more because they've got a soundtrack. Right. I feel badass. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, there's a drum roll. Boom, boom. There's a shredder guitar solo. I'm really going to blow shit up. And
trumpet is playing. I got to go to the bathroom.
But I'm up on stage at Johnny V's, and these 2 dudes just start fucking fisticuff. Right. And I'm just like, boom. I'm like, hey, cut that shit out. And they're like, yeah, fuck you, da da da. And then boom, another like fist goes. And I'm like, we don't need to play. We don't need to play. If you guys want to fight, you can fight outside, but we're gonna be gone. No, that's cool, dude. You play. Okay, boom, braka duka, another fist. Like it was just like boom, boom. As soon as the music happened, boom, another fist. And I was just like, I'm like, you fighting again? He's like, yeah, I'm fighting again. Fuck you. It's like, well, do you want? We're going to stop, and the entire crowd is not going to like this.
Right.
So you decide. No, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, crack. Boom. One more. Like literally, third time we tried to start the song. Boom. Another fist flies, and I'm like, we're done. We played 1.5 songs at that show. 1.5 songs. We're like,
Wow.
goodbye. And then we left our shit on stage for the entire length of our set. We're just like 45 minutes of watching dead air
Yeah.
and fucking enjoy it.
Damn.
I don't like that. I don't tolerate it. You know, I try to speak out as much as possible about
Yeah.
it. And there's lots of bands that like get into the melee too. You know, it's like the drummer's still playing and the singer's like in the crowd with a bottle, like beating people over the head. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing enjoyable about that. About having a gig, not getting paid for the gig, being bruised and broken the next day, and finding yourself in jail. Yeah, there's nothing winning about that. For sure.
We got somebody quoting the Barroom Blitz. Juan Carlos.
Gonna turn it to a barroom blitz.
The man on the back of Sorry.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see all your faces again. It's been so long. I'm kind of using this format, this podcast, is more of just checking up on my friends to see if they're still living.
Yeah. And we're trying. It's been hard, man, but I mean, it's been hard lately, just not being able to play live music.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's coming up on a year now since most people have played a live show. And
Yeah.
the cats are like bullying through and playing live shows. It's kind of
we played a live stream down in San Diego, and there was maybe like 10 people there, like the bar staff, and it's different. It's people are like, how do you like playing live streams? And I'm like, they're weird because there's no interaction. It's like, we're playing together. We're together, and I love playing with my band sisters, but there's not like that fuel to your playing.
It's
different.
I definitely feel that. Like we've done a handful of live stream stuff, like from the garage practice spot, and you kind of get wrapped up in the actual like movement of a show because you're there and you're live and you're playing with your band and you're doing the thing, but then you open your eyes and you're like looking like a fucking cell phone, like like that's not a crowd. You're not sweaty. You should be sweaty.
It's amazing. We've done a couple of private shows too, and it's like we got paid for them, but like, man, I feel like I'm ripping people off. This flat screen media zooming out to like 100 people online that it may or may not be watching you at any given time, and every once in a while hit the heart flutter. It's like it is what it is. But we do what we do to survive. For sure.
Right.
This is a great time to go to question number 2. So question number 2 is, I realized, and I think Brian realized too, that during these times you sit and look at the same 4 walls day after day, going like, there's no reason to go out, even if I wanted to go out. And you start thinking like, are my friends that play music, are they even alive? How are their families doing? Has anybody passed away from COVID? Has anybody gotten crazy and murdered anybody, or gotten killed, or committed suicide?
Or dropped into the Q pool.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, the Q. Ugh.
Anyway.
Thank you for changing the tone of it. But
that's what I'm here for.
But yeah, so my hope by doing this is saying hi to people, but also getting everybody to think in one common mind about how we need to not just return to music after the lockdown is over, but we need to actually like grab it and shake it like a British nanny. You know what I mean? We gotta be like, this is our thing. We need to be proud of it. We need to like go out and attack the world and bring about a true renaissance of not just music, but art and poetry and anything else that you can think of where people are being expressive, painting, pottery. Like, let's do it all. Let's do it all. And let's like fall in love with the arts again. And with that being said, I know that everybody else is having the similar experience. They're looking at the same four walls, just thinking about like, how can I make this better for everybody? How can I welcome more people into the pool so that when we take off, it's like an explosion of music and arts and entertainment? So my idea is just to get people in a room chatting for about an hour and then, you know,
try to determine how to drive the scene.
Yeah. Try to come up with the ultimate idea. So with that being said, I just want to know what's on your mind. What did you think about this last year about how to make things better for everyone? And we'll start with Gaby. Gaby, what are your ideas? What are your ideas? I know you got it. I know you got it.
With all the crap-tastic that went down last year, actually Lynn from Bad Cop, bassist, hit me up about creating this line of bassist against racist, which is bassist against racist. So we
Nice.
with Paul from Zombie Teeth to design all the logos and stuff. So pretty much she hits up bassists that have kind of the same ideals, and then we make a fucking shirt and then donate all the profits to Black Lives Matter. And pretty much like kind of brings the community together. So like bands that haven't heard of other bands or just people, they've come together pretty awesome on that. And it's like it's opened a whole new world of like just it's been awesome. But I've been busy with that and just trying to help more to the community in that way.
It's nice. So you're getting the wheels spinning in that direction. That's good. That's good. I'm going to start a drummers against bummers. Singers against winger. There's got to be more. There's got to be more rhymes that we can get going.
And today we dropped a new bassist, Trouble from Dead by Stereo. And the shirt's up on Chaos Merch right now. So buy one and donate to the cause.
Nice.
What do you hey Gabby, what do you think what do you think the future of shows is? Like what do you think we do to like continue the scene path post COVID?
Well, I've seen a lot of bands playing in shows right now. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna it's been ridiculous seeing like all these feats. It's like, dude, you're not punk rock. You look like a fucking idiot. Like, just don't.
Fair enough.
So
it's like the jackholes that showed up to the Bernie rally with the Nazi flags. It's like, do you know where you are?
Yeah.
We're Nazis for Bernie. What?
Maybe in 2022 we can play a show and not risk family members dying because you want to play a show.
I think it's going to be a little bit quicker than that. I think it was The Atlantic did an article on that with the 3 different vaccines that are out, we might actually be able to reach herd immunity by April, which doesn't mean that everything opens up. It just means that we've got a large portion of society vaccinated so that the elderly and the most vulnerable people are at least have a leg to stand on. So that means that by summer or by maybe even by September, we might actually see at least outdoor shows every now and then. We might actually see a club or two do mezzanine shows, that sort of thing. So I've got my hopes. I mean, I've got both of my fingers crossed and my toes, but you never know. This thing could go ebb and flow for a while. Cassandra, what are your ideas?
We just got to keep it going, you know. I feel like we just have to support each other, and that's something I admire about this band is we've met a lot of like artists and stuff now that we've been working with, and like everyone's just helping everyone, like Gabby was saying about the bassist against racist, you know, like working with Paul and just different people just helping each other, you know, through art, not just music but just through art too, and just their passion of just expressing themselves. Like we just have to support everyone, and this is the time to do that for sure.
Yeah,
To help each
absolutely.
other.
If there was ever like a frenemy issue with another band, it's like drop that now. Drop that now,
Yeah.
because we need to be
Yeah.
all running at the same pace. You know, we can't
Yeah,
be like, oh, you guys don't belong in the scene. No, they belong in the scene. Why? Because they spent their life making music.
Yeah,
Because they wear the same skin as us.
yeah,
So
Right.
yeah.
yeah, for sure. That's a great idea. Great idea. Drea, what are your ideas? What did you think of this year?
This year was tough, but what really helped was, going back to like Sound Sisters and blasting out, hey, if you're in a band, send me your music, because we're not touring, so I'm not, we're not meeting new bands. I'm not hearing new music, and that was one of the positives to come out of 2020, was that I got to hear a lot of rad music, and put them on the show. And so if that's just one small thing I can do to help support other independent artists like myself, is to put their songs on our podcast, then, that's the kind of music I want to feature and get exposure that they wouldn't normally hear. Yeah. And I've heard a lot of great music from bands all over, and that's been pretty rewarding. And just like Cassie said, we just got to support each other. Like,
Yeah.
I see my friends that have their own little like publications, like Riot Squad Media or Mabel Syndrome, like other little podcasts. Dude, I'm fucking like hearting that shit, because algorithms fucking suck.
Yeah.
And I know how hard it can be. Like our shit, like I'll post stuff for us, and like we'll get maybe 30 likes, and like I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the whole game. So like my whole thing is to like and comment on everything that I can as a friend, to like support my other friends' projects, whether it's art, band, podcast, anything.
Yeah.
So that's a way we can support each other, is that way. Share it, like it, get the word out, share it, send it to your friends. Like, yeah.
Blast it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. I think we did a great show. We did good things today. I want to encourage people to go and purchase from the Venomous Pink store and support these lovely ladies, because they are killing it musically and with a positive vibe as well.
Curtis.
Yes.
If I may quote Chris Murray, buy their shit, make them rich.
Buy our shit, make us rich. All right. Once again, we have Drea Doll, Gaby Kaos, and Cassandra Khalilieh from the Venomous Pinks. And this is the Bidness. Woo!
Thanks, guys.